matchup as well. I feel like Anna Williams is another one of those characters that underrepresented in tournament play, right? And like it's only in the past year or so that I've really seen more Annas come out in the lifespan of Tekken, or Tekken 7. So this should be a good one. Devil's Pit to kick off the first game here, losers final.
Yeah, it's great, man. I love that Devil's Pit got chosen as well, because we're going to see how these players play on the wall stage and as well as the Infinite when we transition over to that in the final round. So it's going to be cool. Instantly, Fran going in with a full crash low, just letting Frizen know, you know, what his intention is. Gonna have to start to challenging those if you can, though.
Wow, beautiful. Left weave that time, got around the down forward 4. So now he's got 2 options there. And here we go. Get her out of here.
That's very good. That's going to let Fran know that it's not going to be the same as versus Zaku. You know, I am going to challenge his lows. But again, Fran doesn't give a damn as he mixes them up.
Yeah, and a very, very strong mix-up game here. And I love that, immediately establishing that low game. But here we go. Caught him trying to go left on him.
Okay, this is good. Oh my gosh. Just rushing him down at the moment. Fran, not messing around.
Bro,
oh, double low.
With the perfect there. And so many times, you think about Steve Fox, you're thinking, all right, I don't want to get countered. I don't want to get back 1. I don't want to get down 4-2 counter it. Fran's like, try to hit me, bro. I'm going in with every button possible.
And he's really locking down Frizen's lateral movement as well, you know, trying to sidewalk left a lot, but Fran dashing up to realign. Back 1, finally gets the counter, and look at the combo.
Yeah, beautiful. Frizen here has Fran down to rage.
I think that's guaranteed.
Frame rage art. Boom.
Damage. Okay, so this is not going to be dead. I think he might even out the health here, but could go either way.
Yeah, Steve's going to have the rage now. Rage drive going to be available.
Okay, hang on a second.
That could have been the rage drive, but you know what? Take the jabs. It's fine. 1-to-1's enough damage.
Good stuff. On the board now, Frizen. Oh, you cheeky, cheeky bugger. Look at that. Fran going for the snake edge. Sneaky. Okay.
Pick it up. Oh,
he dropped it. Good sidewalk again there.
And he's capitalizing on the sidewalks much better than he did against Galanda now, right? Against Galanda, we saw him just getting sidewalks, seeing the whiff, and not really hitting a button. Now he's at least attempting a button. Oh, no! Maybe don't attempt the button. It's exactly what happened there.
Oh, to try to delay the string. Frizen not getting hit by it. He shuts down the rage drive. One more hit's going to do it, and it's the while standing 4 to close it out. It is 1-0 now to Fran. Frizen, you know, the pressure is on.
Yeah, and you know, I'm thinking back to his first set now, and now this set. I think his rage drive has been stuffed 3 times already, which is pretty high. You know, it's a pretty high ratio of, you know, having a good rage drive and having it denied time and time again. So it's either players, you know, just rushing with buttons to try to prevent him, or him just attacking with it at the wrong time. So he's got to find a better way to utilize that rage drive, because right now it's preventing a lot of his comebacks to close out these rounds.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, the aggression that we've seen from Fran, especially versus Steve, I mean, it's risky, right? You don't want to usually play aggressive versus Steve, but he's definitely stringing together some really good moves, like stuff like down 4 of Anna. Anna's got one of the best down 4s in the game, because you can actually transition into the stance from it, and of course, being a high crushing low, you're going to get away from the 1-2-1s, the back ones. I think Frizen needs to do a much better job in keeping Fran out. You know, and something like a down 4-2 could be a very, very vital move against the full crash mix, you know. So it's all about a battle of timing right now, and being able to shut down Fran's aggression. That's what Frizen needs to do here. I'm expecting that we're going to go back to the arena stage, because he wants those walls in play. But yeah, he's got a tough job ahead of him here.
No, definitely. And you know, one of the things as a law player, you know, who likes to use the full crouch mix-up game, is when opponents go airborne against me, it's much harder for me to establish that full crouch game. Obviously, if you see the full crouch at all, you want to throw out a quick mid, something like a down 4-1, something to stop the mid and split the mix-up essentially, right? But if you can't do that in time, another good option is just to put yourself airborne, right? So Steve's like up 4-2, you know, the jumping punch, that's the launcher, like just throw it out. If you hit the wild side too, maybe the combo won't be as big anyway, because you start off in an airborne state rather than taking the full mix-up damage on the ground. You know, it's non-optimal, but it's another situation that could help you out there if you're not just going to sidewalk away from it.
No, 100%. Look, you've been in this position before as well. You know, tournament player. You know, you've lost in the winner's side. You know that you've dropped a lot of rounds, and again now you're 1-0 down in the loser's side. You were sitting pretty in winners. Now it's looking a bit deep. What are you thinking if you're Frizen at the moment? What are you trying to do?
I mean, since you posed it as a question to me with my experience, you know, I think about it when I'm in this position. I was in winner's final, I lose, and then I'm losing the first game in the next set. I'm thinking, it's not my day. I'm out of here. You know, like, that's it. It wasn't meant to be. You know, like,
So much on the line as well, you know. You can't.
Try not to be like me, you know. You got to flip it around. You got to turn things around somehow. You got to be like, all right, that was someone else that just lost those games, you know. Let me show this guy what I can do. I mean, I don't. What else are you gonna do, man? It's hard.
No, definitely. I feel like Frizen needs to get confidence in the fact that his performances leading up to the regional has been really good. You know, he's been able to come back, makes it come as his. You know, Poland is one of the strongest scenes in Europe for sure, 100%, has always been. And for him to be at the top there, winning tournaments, I mean, against the players that we have in Poland, I mean, it's not easy to do for sure. You know, I remember me and Kawis, Joker, were saying we flew down to Poland, man, to see them guys, and I'm telling you, they're no slouches at all. So Frizen, he just needs to try to stay calm and think about, you know, what we've been talking about. How can he adapt here versus the Ana? And I feel like the aggression and the move choices from Fran has been really good, but Steve has good defensive options, really good defensive options, right? The down 4-2, I think, is going to be vital in this matchup.
Yep,
I think.
I totally agree. And you know, the real answer to your question earlier was, you know, you have to take it one game at a time, right? Like, and you have to be looking to adapt and adjust to whatever your opponent is throwing at you. So I don't think I would have expected Fran to come out so aggressive in that first game. I think that would have probably thrown me off if I was a Steve player. So now I know, okay, if he's going to hit buttons like this, you know, I have to use my counter tools, right? And he did land a back one there, I think in round 3. So the back one's going to be good. As you mentioned, down for 2 is going to be even better because he's going to be trying to establish a full crouch mix. So that gives you a little bit more time to actually throw out your counter tool. So down for 2 is actually perfect for that. If you think about the number of frames it takes to come out and where that mix comes up and when you recognize it. So I think you're spot on. Down for 2 is probably a really good choice here. Other than that, we didn't really see a lot of offense out of him, right? There's a lot of defensive play, trying to sidewalk left, trying to weave left, which was working for the most part. He was hitting some buttons. One of them, little inopportune, got lost because of it, but I think the game plan was still pretty good overall.
Yeah, that's the thing about it as well. Sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play anti-Ana against, you know, this character. Okay, I need to sidewalk left, I need to do this, and, you know, but not actually trying to play the game and just getting in there and asserting your own offense, right? You know, you think about the best example for me is someone like Rukang. You know, Rukang, you know, he was also in the regional finals. This guy, I mean, he knows matchups, right? But sometimes it doesn't make a difference because he'll just try to assert his own game style. You know, the hell sweeps and the forward 4-2s and what Bob does, and he's asserting his own game. The matchup doesn't matter. And the sidewalking doesn't matter if you're getting hell swept to death, right? So yeah, so maybe, you know, it could be a good idea for Frizen to start getting in and being a little bit more offensive. We've seen that he's able to do it. You know, Poland's had a great history of strong Steves. You know, I had Matt JF and his brother Devil back in the day as well. Matt JF was one of the best, probably the best Steve player in Europe at the time. You know, and when I played him back in Tag 2, I was just like, dude, this guy's so aggressive, you know, and you can't really get him off you, and Steve can actually do that to you. Even now, he can be a rushdown character as well as a defensive character. So I want to see if Frizen can change up his playstyle a little bit, because he has to do something different. The sidewalk left ain't working, especially because Fran is neutralizing it by dashing forward. That's one option that you can have versus your opponent if they're trying to weave and sidewalk. If you dash up, you completely neutralize their lateral movement, and that's what Fran's been doing.
Yeah, without a doubt. So I think, you know, your assessment there has been spot on. Frizen obviously needs to change something in his gameplay. We haven't really seen him establish an offensive game plan, you know, in both of the sets we've seen so far today, right? And so it's definitely easier said than done, I think. But, you know, if you're a Steve Fox player, your best thing to do is to get a life lead early and then play the keep away game, right? That seems to be like the classic Steve route. And that's part of the reason that Steve used to have a really hard time making comebacks, right? In this game, obviously, his rage drive is there now, so he has a chance making that comeback a little easier. He's also got the extended duck forward, so has a little bit of a mix-up there to make the opponent guess. Prior to that, before having those kind of tools, he only had like down 2-1, down 1, and, you know, down back 2. It's like, how do you make a comeback if someone's just holding back against you, right? You had to rely on your throw game, which Tekken 7 doesn't have either, really. So, you know, it's a lot harder. But in this game, you know, Steve has like Corsical forward 2, the low that he's got there, you know, something like that, just to like poke a little bit and then get the life lead and then force them to come to you. And then when they come to you, the down 4-2's there, the back 1's there, etc., right? And that's always been the traditional Steve game plan.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it was interesting as well. This is a top 4, right? If it was a top 8, I mean, I think we would have been able to see some of the players that are, you know, new to the scene. And these new players, Rip, are doing so amazingly. You know, recently we had Dombili Maimun. This is a new German 17-year-old player. Like,
I love that guy.
He beat also his first, you know, this wasn't even his first tournament. Like, first offline. Like it's first time offline. Even he hasn't even been to a session. The Germans, Seppi, and these guys didn't even know what it looked like. And
that was the best.
Yeah, look what he was able to do, right? And I know that there's players like that in North America too, and all that. But you know, this is Frizen now. This is Gulanda, Frizen, Fran, Zaku. You know, he's been around for a while as well, but we know no dark horses there. These guys have played against each other a lot, you know, so they have history against each other, whether it be ranked or whether it be like tournament sets online and offline. So I think that's definitely a factor into this equation as well. But luckily for these guys, there are no dark horses, because I'm telling you, there are quite a few of these guys in East Europe.
Dude, I mean, they're all over around the world, right? That Don Billy Mayman, his story last week at UFA, it's like something for like the history books, right? I mean, I've never ever seen someone attend their first offline tournament. He's like, hey, who's Super Akuma? All right, I beat him. Who's next? Oh, Steffi Black, he's the best guy in Germany. I'm from Germany. Well, I beat him. You know, and then he goes up against Ulsan. Like, where's this guy from? Korea? Top 2 TWT finals? All right, well, let me beat him really fast. Like, what? He made the winner's final before he finally lost in his first offline event. It was the coolest thing to see. 17 years old, right? So all these people talking about, man, you know, you need 10 years to get good at Tekken. You got to play through one whole game, wait for the break in the next game, you'll be good, etc. I'm one of the guys who used to say all that to everybody. But then you see Don Billy coming, you're like, yo, you guys pick Marduk? Anyone know about this Marduk guy? He's pretty good. Dude. I got Oki. You guys don't have Oki? Weird. My character does. Awesome. So yeah, that was so cool to watch at UFA, really. Yeah, they're everywhere around the world, I'm sure. And I think, you know, this game's coming to an end now, but, you know, what do you think? Let me ask you a crazy question. Do you think Tekken 7 is going to have another Tekken World Tour next year?
I think so. I think that we might be getting one more, maybe one more, and
yeah,
it wouldn't be so bad. Honestly, look, Tekken 7 has done so well. Look, we were around. You've been around longer than I have, you know. But Tekken Tag 2, we were both there, and we saw that game. You know, competitively, look, I loved it. I loved Tekken Tag 2, but competitively, I think for the casuals and for the viewers, it wasn't as anywhere near as hype as Tekken 7 has been. I think that sometimes you can forget just where we were to where we are now and get a little bit complacent. Some people, like we mentioned, new players, they don't really know what it was like back then, you know. So Tekken 7 has done so much for our communities, for it to grow, and especially after the pandemic, we've seen all these new players rise up. Dombly is one of them, but there are so many more. So I love the fact that we have these new players getting involved in Tekken, and the fact that you don't need to spend, you know, 10 years, you know, brushing up on your fundamentals to get good. You know, two of the guys that have qualified for Europe already, Joker and Kwis, I mean, these guys started in Tekken 7, you know, and granted, it was a while ago, but still, I mean, people who have just, you know, started or played for a couple of years, there's so much content out there now, so many ways for people to learn. The communities are strong, they're big, and you know, if you're passionate enough and you have the determination, you can get good. So I feel, you know, one more Tekken World Tour for Tekken 7, just market it as like the final one. Who's going to come out on top? You know, who's going to be the champion on the throne? And which country is it going to be? Because that's another factor into the equation. We have North America that's been killing it now. We've got Europe. There's so many new players in Europe, and then of course, you know, the one great thing about Tekken World Tour is we have Africa in the mix, we have the Middle East in the mix, you know, with Raif, who just qualified from Saudi Arabia. I can't wait to see his gen later on as well. So, you know, which country's going to come out on top as well? That I cannot wait.
Yeah, the rule set for this TWT, you see all the names scrolling down to the bottom for everyone who's qualified. Wow, they even had Callum down there. That ticker's updated real often. But I was going to say, you know, this TWT finals is going to be so crazy because we will have representation from literally around the world. And they're all going to be in one place. But look at this, Frizen bringing out the Leroy.
Yeah, all that talk we were talking about, like, you know, down 4-2 and playing a bit more of an offensive playstyle. But he finally goes for another character. Leroy, not a character that we've seen often as well, but since the nerfs. But can he make it work? Let's go. Second game. Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. Magic 4 to start it off here. Oh, he tried the back up with 2, instead gets a counter it for his troubles. Oh, boy. Wow, the sidewalk there. Man, if that was 5.0, he was dead. But 5.01, don't worry, the check roll will save you. Perfect for Fran.
Is this a button check? What's going on, man? He just did not he's not letting him play the game. Oh, my God.
Fran is on it right now. Fran is on it.
I think Fran's saying, look, go back to Steve, please. I don't want to play your Leroy.
Like, Leroy?
Hang on a second. Right. Is it going to be 2 perfect? 2 perfects.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, Frizen. This is a retirement kind of position. You got to hit down 4-1 right here. Oh, the side. What the?
Oh, my God.
Hit him. Okay. Okay, you're safe. You can lose the game now. It's okay. Orbital's good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, this is going to be Frizen finally getting a hit in. Are we going to break the wall? No, we can't. Nice. Oh, man, that side wall really hates him.
I'll break it for you. Fran's got the break here. Man, this Leroy did not even get a chance to warm up. There you go. Okay, okay.
Gets a round on the board after those first 2 perfects from Fran. I mean, Fran trying to speed run here, but Frizen stops the momentum for a bit.
You know, Leroy might actually be a good choice against... Oh, no. Nice try. But I was going to say Leroy might be a good choice against Fran's playstyle with all of these lows, right? That safe orbital. But there it is. It's going to be a little bit harder to do, but there's the mid.
Uh-oh, this is not looking good. It's not looking good, Brev. What's it going to be? Oh, in the back.
Not like this. The cane would have been great there.
Oh, okay.
Did he try back 1+2? Is that what that was? That move has no range.
I don't know, but I mean... That is the risk of going to a character that you're not, that's not your main, is that you're not going to be ready for the optimal punishes in certain situations. And Fran taking that to 2-0, it was a gamble, but it was one he needed to take, I feel like, because he needed to do something different. I feel like now you got to go back to the Steve, man. If you're going to go out with your main.
I mean, look, he wanted to switch things up there. He didn't believe in the Steve. Steve got a crazy rush down, which was very unexpected. And then even crazier was that he tried to hit the buttons first against the Anna and everything went wrong. First round, Magic 4. Second round, Cat Stance beats the low. He's like, what? So it's like he couldn't make any more wrong decisions at the start of the round. I think the best strategy start of the round, don't hit a button. You know, Fran's been hitting some buttons. Let him whip. You know, you backdash and you whip punish. That's the key there, right?
Yeah.
But why not the Lars then? Right? Lars, I think, if you're bringing up the Lars a lot, which is why I'm bringing up Lars.
Yeah.
If that's your secondary character, the character you have some experience with, Lars, I think, could be very good here.
Yeah, no, exactly. I always rated his Lars very highly, and it's definitely a character I've seen a lot from him, but he's just not going for it. He doesn't want to play the Lars. Maybe he's not been playing Lars recently. I'm not sure what it is, but Leo coming out, a character that has come out on top with these recent patches, definitely a lot stronger. But, you know, Fran, he's familiar in this matchup. He has a very strong Leo himself. So let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be Frizen now, locked and loaded now. Can't change from the Leo.
Yeah, this is pretty unexpected. Oh my goodness, counter it all day.
Yeah, again, off to a very strong start. Good duck on the low. So Frizen started to duck these full crash lows now, but still has a long road ahead of him.
Yeah, man, Frizen wants to really go and hit buttons.
And Fran has realized that Frizen trying to challenge his lows now, just finishing with the mids. So adaptations are being made.
Sidewalk left, get the down forward 2.
Yeah, very good. Oh, a hop kick. Okay, trying to make a hard read there, not working out for him.
I would like to see the Leo falling leap, the little Devilman sweep. Why not?
Yeah. Leo's also, you know, that down forward 2+3 now, that movement made a lot better now. But look, again, the sidewalk left, been working out for him, getting the whiff punishes in, gets around on the board.
All right, Frizen, let's go. Bring it back.
Okay, nice. Oh!
Uh-oh. Block 2?
Yeah, goes for the block 2. Big damage incoming. Frizen. The Leo looking nice. But only one full crack mix up and change it. But there's the hop kick. Yes.
Frizen, all right. The Leo was the answer, maybe? Perfect.
Yeah, giving Fran something to think about. But the movement's looking nice. The punishment's looking nice as well. Obviously, down forward 2 from Leo. Now can launch crouching 2. Big buff there. Uh-oh. Tennis strings.
Like, is it done? Is it done?
I definitely would have ducked, you know. I definitely would have
ducked a few times in that. I'm like, it's got to be here, right? Third hit, fifth hit. Come on, one of those.
Oh, could have been launched. Punish. Nice.
Oh, the mix finally. Okay, set point for Fran here. If I'm Fran, I'm feeling I got to close this out because I can't let this Leo gain momentum.
Definitely, man. Can't. Gonna play aggressive once again, getting the slaps into the guaranteed follow-up. That's huge damage. Goes for the low, and this is a perfect start for Fran. Frizen on his last legs now. Last chance saloon.
No hop kick. Every hop kick was almost a fail. I think he got one of them, but the perfect for Fran to close it out. 3 games straight there, right? Damn, none of those other characters got a game, and that's rough. But yeah, Fran with the